Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'll be speaking on a very, very, very important topic today. The topic of marriage. Not really like marriage, but before getting to marriage. The main topic is actually how our old views about some kind of people, our old belief have influenced the division or the separation of two people who are really, really in love and wish to get married. First of all, before getting to that, let's look at those things that actually separate people. In this kind of situation, they're helpless. They can't even help themselves. It's not as if they don't love each other, but these things naturally it just causes division. First of all, is religion. Religion is number one. We have two major religions in Nigeria, Islam and Christianity, and this is a problem. It's a big problem. A very, very big problem. Imagine John meets Aisha. They are both in love, but it can't work. John would want Aisha to become a Christian, and Aisha would love John to become a Muslim. If Fatima meets Peter, the same thing. If Jamila meets Gideon, the same thing. It has become a problem, a natural separation. Like they feel like it cannot work. We both have different belief, and it cannot work. Although some people made it work in some situation, but we really know it's a big problem. We know it's a big problem. The second is what? The genotype. A very, very big one again. The genotype, we have 3 or 4 types of genotype: the AA, the AS, the AC, and the SS. In this situation, the AA is like the boss. When an AA person meets anybody, he doesn't really care whether you are AA, AS, AC, or SS, because they know they will never have a sickle cell, a child that is carrying a sickle cell. They are so confident. But a big problem comes where a girl whose genotype is AS and a guy having AS too. It's a problem because they are scared of what? Getting a child who would be SS. So this is a problem that, okay, even the doctor will advise you, I think you should, get a woman, or if it's a woman, the doctor will advise, I think you should get a man who is AA, just a medical advice. And we can understand these things because we can't bear to see our child tomorrow suffering. The third one is compatibility. Sometimes you need to be compatible with someone. Imagine a lady who's very, very playful. You won't really want to be with a man, get married to a man who's grumpy, have his face all squeezed all day. Grumpy face, like you feel like I cannot marry this man, like I'm not gonna be happy in my marriage and all that. That is understandable. But just imagine, this is where the real problem comes. Imagine you meeting a man that you share the same faith with. You are Muslim, the person is a Muslim. Imagine you are Muhammad and she is Aisha, and funny enough, you guys, the personality, everything is just very, very common. Like you guys are happy, and the genotype, wow, subhanallah, you guys are compatible, AA, or maybe one is AA and the other one is AS. Wow, like everything, it's just perfect together. Like you guys, the same faiths, you guys, the same personality, like you guys play a lot together. It's everything you ever want. The genotype is wow, the head condition, both are perfect, and this whole old stuff comes. That's where the main topic is. Like this whole thing comes. The thing is, every Nigerian, we have various ethnicity and group, tribes, and every tribes and different languages, and this thing is common within us. We always have a particular town that we pick on. We stigmatize them, saying, oh, don't marry someone from there. Hey, the people from this area, they are stingy, their men doesn't give, they are diabolic, they are this, they are that. Wow. Let me even start talking about them. Let's really talk about them. Let's talk about them. You see, the people from Ekiti would know this very place I'm talking about. They call this place Efon Alai. Efon Alai is a town that most of the Ekiti people will be picking on. They'll be like, don't mind people from there. They are so diabolic. They will spoil your future. Their women are not good. You know, when you go to Ogun State, there is this very place again. They call the place Egba. Like, the people do the same things to them. They're like, oh, those people, they have different kind of charm. They will charm you. You know, they will control you. They like controlling their men. You know, you hear things like this when you go to Ijesha in Osun State. The same thing. They stigmatize these people. When you go to Kwara State, you see between two people, the Ofa people and the Irene. You see the Ofa will be like, hey, don't marry from this place. You know, this kind of things. Imagine two people are in love and they are so perfect. You know, let me continue. Let's go to Kogi State. When you go to Kogi State, let's go to the eastern part of Kogi State, the Igala. Every Igala who might have heard this will know that I'm saying the truth. In Oloma Borough local government, there's a place they call Egugu, Abi Ogugu. The people from there are always being stigmatized. Like, they'll tell you, no, don't marry from there. They are wicked people. Don't do that. They will kill you. They have charm. Like, you see, there's something common among all these things. People will complain that they are diabolic and they will do something bad to your children. You know, things like this. Okay, when you now come to the central of Kogi, the Ibira people in Ibira land, they always like picking on a particular people, the Ihima people. You always see people saying, oh, Ihima, don't marry from this place. No, their women are not good. They will say the Hima people will spoil your life. Don't do this, don't marry from there. Their men are stingy. It's very, very funny that even amongst themselves, there are still some clan amongst themselves that even they themselves still stigmatize against. They will tell you, these people amongst themselves again, like, oh my God, where are we going to? Where are we going to? What I feel is that, okay, historically, when you actually check all these places we've mentioned, this like Ijesha, Egba, and all these places we've mentioned, kind of, let's say 30 years back, 20 years back, they were a town that, you know, they were very traditional, and people actually go to this place to fortify themselves, either for good or evil. But we know that most of all these things are for evil. But with the coming of religion, you know, it has changed most of these things. You know, like Islam itself, talking about shirk, associating partner to Allah, like Islam itself has cancelled all these things. Because if you are a true believer of Islam, if you're a Muslim, a good Muslim, you won't be diabolic. You won't be going to a Babalao's place. You won't even be thinking of evil. You'd follow the rules. You know? So what I feel is we should check the family background, not the entire community. In as far you are here, you will not make a good husband. In as far you're from this community, you will not make a good wife. Why putting somebody's burden on top other people? The Quran even go against this very principle. When you check Surah Al-Isra, chapter 17, verse 15, the Quran said, وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. No bearer of burden shall bear the burden of another. It is further mentioned in Surah Al-Fatir, chapter 35, verse 18. In Surah Al-Zumar, chapter 39, verse 7, and in Surah Al-Najm, chapter 53, verse 38. All are saying that no bearer of burden shall bear the burden of another. If we are to follow this principle, which has been laid down that most of our parents actually follow, that if you bring a lady from a particular community, it's not accepted, then what will you talk about the Arab? Before the advent of Islam, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in his own land, in Quraysh, in Mecca, they were idolaters. They had a very bad culture. They used to bury their daughters alive. They used to marry the wife of their mother. When the father dies, they marry their mother. Very, very, very bad. They don't value their neighbors. They have a very, very bad culture. Very bad. They do evil to each other. But when Islam came, it changes everything. We don't look at the past. We look at the man. We look at the family. If this family is good. You don't need to go and check. This family is good. You still want to check. Come on. You still want to check. if their great-great-grandfather was once one bad man, you know, say, oh, yeah, the father might be good, but their great-grandfather was a very evil man. Come on. Like I just said, the people of Quraysh, the Arab, their generation, like most of their forefathers were bad. They were very, very bad. They buried their daughters alive. But most of them, when the Prophet brought the message of Islam, they accepted and they changed their way. That's why prior to the time of Muhammad, they called those era Yawm al-Jahiliyyah, the days of ignorance, the times of ignorance. So Islam entering some of these places that I've mentioned in Nigeria has meant that what, if they accept Islam and they accept its teaching, why not take a daughter-in-law from there? Why not take a son-in-law from there? You know, this is what we should check. Not, you know, looking down at each other. You know, we look down at some of these people to the point that I feel like is some people actually evil. Like in my own place, when a man comes to marry a woman and he comes for introduction or what, they keep asking questions. Which clan are you from? You say, I'm from this place. You know, they will still tell you, are you the slave? People from my place will understand what I'm saying. I don't want to mention some things. They'll tell you, are you a slave of this clan? Definitely, okay, in the past they were slaves. But who is slave now, for God's sake? Why are we feeling superiority over each other? Come on. They'll say, are you? Come on. We are both, in the sight of God, equal. For God's sake. If God forgives, then what? All of us are transgressors. All of us are sinners. All the sons of Adam are sinners. The best of them are those who repent. These are the sayings of the prophet. Some people will dig so much that they want to know your father, your grandfather. They want to check a record. You know, they will dig. And the Quran said it explicitly in what? In Surah Al-Hujurat, chapter 49, verse 12. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, those who believe. Ijtanibu kathiran. Avoid what? Assumption. That is negative assumption. Ijtanibu kathiran min az-zann inna ba'da az-zanni ithmu. You know, avoid assumption, because some assumption are evil. Subhanallah. And we look over, we say, oh, we are more than these people. No, they shouldn't marry from. This is a big problem. We are compatible. Allow us to get married. You know, there's a big problem. You know, that's why, subhanallah, the next verse, after this very chapter that I've mentioned from, the next verse actually explain, you know, actually clear the whole thing we've been talking about. The whole thing, it clears it. The next verse. You know, the next verse was not just talking about the believers, the Muslim, or it's talking about the whole mankind. That's why in Surah Al-Hujurat, chapter 49, verse 13, it said, Ya ayyuhan nas, O mankind, inna khalaqnakum min dhakari wa untha, wa ja'alnakum shu'uba wa qabaila lita'arafu. Inna khalaqnakum min dhakari wa untha. Indeed, we have created you what? Male and female. وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا. And we made you into what? Tribes, clan, you know, into different, so that what? لِتَعَارَفُوا, so that you will know each other. إِنَّا أَكْرَمَكُمْ إِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَتْقَاكُمْ. Indeed, those honorable in the sight of Allah, إِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَتْقَاكُمْ, are those who have taqwa, who are conscious of Allah, who are righteous, who are trying their best to be righteous, to be clean before Allah. Not the ones that have money, not the one from a particular community, an innocent person. Come on. And the Prophet have, you know, see something like this, that what? There's a hadith, Jami' Tirmizi 1084, related by Abu Huraira. This hadith is classified by Sahih, by Albani. And he said, the hadith goes out, when a man who you are satisfied with his deen comes, the man prays, and he's a good Muslim, very, very good one. He comes to ask your daughter's hand in marriage. If you refuse, you spread corruption on the earth. Fasad, the word used there is fasad. And this is really great, because if you check, a lady she likes this man already. She likes the deen, she likes everything about this man. But you say no, because maybe he's not rich, or maybe he comes from a particular community. You say no, I will not allow you to marry a man from that community. Come on. It's so unfair. What we should look at is the man okay? Is he religious? The father, the both parents, are they religious? Don't be looking at the grandparents. You know, that's bad. That's not fair. So, Islamically, the Solution to all these things is what? When you meet a lady, no matter where he or she comes from, no matter where she comes from, or if it's a he or a she, Islamically, from the narrative, from the hadith, from the tradition, we know that there's something called istikhara. It's a process of guidance, like to guide you. If you see a young man, if you see a young lady you wish to get married, you do istikhara. If you do this istikhara, in the dua, you'll be asking God to guide you, that if this particular person is going to be an obstruction, is going to destroy your deen, if it's going to be good or bad for your deen, your religion, your children, your wealth, everything, even your hereafter, if it's going to be good, then you should make it possible. If it's going to be bad, it shouldn't be possible. So imagine you doing istikhara. Then it is possible, for God's sake. We shouldn't, be questioning anything again. So I would like to plea to our parents all over Nigeria, because I don't know if it happens in other parts of the country, but we are Nigerians, and I'm saying this from a Nigerian perspective. So I plead, when a man comes for your daughter's hand in marriage, yes, it's good to look at the family. Yes, very, very good. But if the parents' records are clean, then no problem. Stop looking at, what about the great-grandparents? How were they? The parents are good. They have good reputation in the community. Then what's the problem? Why would you say because of the community at itself, the community, that from that place they are wicked? Please, we shouldn't look at that. We should look at the man and the parents. Those are the very, very important things. If it's very, very religious, mashallah. Assalamu alaikum.